Good afternoon from down under, everyone. My name is Blitz, and I'm doing a new Let's Play series of Rogue Trader. Both DLCs are going to be in it. So this run is going to be an Iconoclast run. I've already gone through and made my character. It's all ready to go. Um, just to show off what the character is going to be. It's a Minster and Priest build. It's going to focus on Flamers and Melters. But we'll get straight into the game. Yeah, so the loading screen is happening. I did include one more mod to my list. It's a simple fix for Shearing Strike or something like that, which has to do with one of our companions we'll be using for his quests only. But yeah, not much. It just fixes something that's supposed to work as intended.
An excellent place for contemplation. One has the best view of the cathedral from here. Mesmerizing, wouldn't you say? An impeccable manifestation of the God Emperor's sublimity.
Okay, truly an awe-inspiring sight.
That is the purpose of all temples to the God Emperor. To inspire awe and reverence. For it is the duty of his servants to persevere in their tireless service until they are presented with the chance to give their very life for the master of humanity. Allow me to introduce myself. Conrad Voigtveer, Master of Whispers, in the employ of Her Ladyship Rogue Trader Theodora von Valancius. At your service. I haven't had the pleasure of speaking with you in person before.
My name is Pyra, the Venerable Archdeacon Pyra.
My regards, Your Reverence. As far as I'm aware, you were in charge of resource distribution for the Adeptus Ministorum. A rather fortunate coincidence, considering where fate has brought you in the end. I will be frank with you. You may forget your past titles, no matter who gave them to you, or what their origins are. From the moment you and the other candidate were brought aboard this void ship, your fate changed. You now serve Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius, and carry the burden of an heir of this house. Henceforth, you share your dynastic name with Her Ladyship. Bear it with honor.
Lord Captain, a strange title for Lady Theodora.
Such are the traditions of the Imperium. Lord Captain is the title that was established in the annals of the Lex Imperialis, at the time when the first rogue traders entered the God Emperor's service. And therefore, it is sacrosanct.
Why am I aboard this vessel? Why have I been brought here?
So that you may fulfill your blood duty. Whatever obligations you had before, they are henceforth null and void. By order of the Lord Captain, you have been requisitioned to serve the rogue trader, indeed blessed by the God Emperor. I see that you are shocked. Yes, you understood correctly. Lady Theodora's authority indeed supersedes that of those whom you obeyed before. The Lord Captain's power is so great that she is capable of performing unthinkable feats, such as changing the fate of a servant of the Imperium. Your fate.
You have a curious title, Master of Whispers. What are your responsibilities?
To put it plainly, I am the head of the network of spies and informers who serve the interests of House von Valancius. I uncover weak links both among Lady Theodora's retinue and in the ranks of her rivals. I eliminate our vulnerabilities and exploit those of others.
Tell me about the one whose ship I found myself.
I would rather not discuss the Lord Captain behind her back. Especially not on board her ship. No one knows better than I that whispers are wont to attract particularly close attention. Suffice it to say that her ladyship is the bearer of the sacred warrant of trade and a woman of immense power and entitlement. However privileged your position may be, I ask that you do not incur her anger by being disrespectful or obtuse. Lady Theodora despises both qualities.
You're saying one of the rogue traders heirs, so there's another candidate?
There is. And you will meet him soon enough.
I assume you had some goal in mind when you decided to seek me out. Let us address it.
But of course, I have come to invite you to a meeting with Lady Theodora. I imagine you have many questions for your patroness, and I'm sure she has just as many questions for you. It is regrettable that you haven't yet had an opportunity to speak. It has been an arduous voyage thus far. The Lord Captain and Master Ethelthrad von Valancius are conversing on the observation platform. Let us join them there.
Let us not dawdle.
Alright, so first and foremost, I could have sworn that I changed my appearance so that the hat wouldn't show. Not sure what happened there.
I know how to take risks.
Silly option. Probably in inventory. There it is. Yeah, I actually did turn that off during character creation, but apparently it didn't last, so there we go. Yeah, so
I always have a backup plan.
our build will be a little interesting because we're going to focus on weapons. We're not going to have a great deal of, or be useful early on, shall we say. But it will certainly be a different playing experience than the last run. Because my character won't necessarily have the I win button. That said, I don't think that's going to change a great deal. We are going to also be using different characters.
One of the von Valancius trophy rooms. Perhaps you would like to take a look around after your audience with the Lord Captain.
What's happening? Run! The servitors have gone berserk!
No mercy to those who oppose von Valancius!
Okay, so yeah. So different characters, some characters may have a different build, some of them might be using the same. Here,
Taking calculated risk is my second
pop
nature.
that. Shoot. Yeah, so some characters might have different builds, some might be different. If the Thumbnail wasn't a giveaway, we're going to focus on Yulet's romance, and we'll do Heinrich's tilt too, just for a certain ending.
On it.
But other than that, we won't be activating any of the other romance dialogues, so I know that caused quite a bit of interruption in travel, and I'm just gonna
I'll make it happen.
put a bit of an end to
Who,
that
if
in this
not
run.
me? was inevitable.
Um, so people,
What suspiciously poor timing for such an accident. Servitors malfunction on the officer's deck at exactly the same moment when the rogue trader and her heirs are gathered here. I have blocked all passages between the upper and lower sectors of the residential decks. If this is a deliberate attack, it should stop the culprits from advancing their plan.
okay. So yeah.
I'm afraid I must remain here. For Lady Theodora's safety, I have to oversee the execution of these orders personally. I hope you will have no difficulty reaching the observation platform on your own. It is just at the end of this corridor.
Okay. Dialogue over. Yeah. So characters that we're going to be using this run as our main party is going to be
I always keep my
Space Daddy,
options open.
and Confident Abelard. We're going to be using Heinrichs. We're going to be using Jay as our support. Cassie is going to stay in the party just because she's useful. And we'll be using Yuet. So obviously we're not going to have Bolter, Pew Pew Pew, any of that fun stuff.
Is there money to be made?
Of course, we'll still have them for doing our quests and whatnot, and I'll have to figure out who's gonna sit down for when that time comes. It might have to be Cassia? Question mark.
That is simply irrational, Lady Theodora. Assimilation into the trade structure would be political and economic suicide. Practically an admission of heresy.
Then suggest an alternative that will satisfy me. I have described the situation. No worse than my seneschal could have done. Make a decision. What will you do with Ion 6, Edelthrad? Our second candidate has joined us. Approach and give me your answer. Consider this hypothetical situation. Ion 6. A new world on the fringes of the Coronus expanse. High seismic activity, regular magma eruptions, metamorphic rock deposits, prospects for large-scale mining. The world is populated by natives who worship some heretical underworld spirits that protect those who offer them sacrifices. Flights of fancy, you might say, but attempts to install ore extractors have failed for the second time. The mining crews sent to the planet's surface simply vanished overnight. My question to you is, what would you do with this poisoned treasure?
So we're to go with those spirits could well be the natives, named for dangerous aliens. I would first verify if it is indeed the case and if the population of Aeon 6 engages in Xeno worship.
Reasonable and prudent. However, chasing after ethereal creatures may prove a rather long and fruitless endeavor.
Apart from Xenos, an untrodden planet might be teeming with myriad horrors that are far more dangerous and difficult to eradicate. I suspect that you are simply unaware of their existence.
I gave a straight answer to a simple question, which, as I understand, was still more than what you could do.
Insolent, ignorant upstart. How dare you?
Edelthrad, I believe I gave you an assignment on this ship. Explain to me then why my senior congregator is still dawdling about the officer's deck, instead of proceeding to the middle decks to commence the inspection of the compartments in his purview.
I beg your forgiveness, Lady Theodora. Your presence has such a profound effect on me that I well forgot the time.
So, why are you here?
Was it not you who sent? Was it not you who sent for me?
You have ceded the opening that was offered to you in a woeful display of meekness. Admittedly, this tendency is equally strong in all who toil in the Emperor's service. Immutable hierarchy, absolute obedience, lickspittlery, compulsion to please. I value none of these things. From the moment my envoys came for you, the terms of your existence changed. My name is Theodora von Valancius Massimo of Scaris. I am a rogue trader in the service of the God Emperor of humanity. And my rights and freedoms are vindicated by a most sacred relic. The warrant of trade, kept aboard this very vessel. Mine is the honor to venture into the darkness, beyond the Imperium, and carry humanity's light where powers wicked and heretical reign, and bow death and ruin to us all. It is my decision alone to determine the fate of whatever I find past the bounds of the explored void. Every world I discover, along with all there is to find thereon. Resources, people, riches, and mysteries, is mine by right. I command millions of lives, rule over numerous planets, and possess fortunes that no planetary governor or commander could dream of amassing. And you are one of those with von Valancius blood in their veins and a rightful claim to this inheritance when the hour comes.
One of, does that mean there's other heirs?
Naturally. Some have yet to arrive on board, but you have had the pleasure of meeting one of them. Edelthrad may be somewhat disconcerted by the scale of the responsibilities that may potentially fall upon his shoulders. However, I have a good feeling about him as a candidate. Blood right alone is not enough to earn the high honor of becoming the bearer of a warrant of trade. Nonetheless, your abilities and talents may yet prove useful. If not for the role of Lord Captain, then for that of their closest ally. Alas, even those responsibilities can at times be too challenging for those who share your blood. Kunrad Voitvir served me for many years before he made his mistake.
Did I hear correctly the Master's Whisper is related to you?
His kinship to me is most distant, as is yours. Nonetheless, he does bear the name von Valancius, even if he avoids using it publicly, and as such, strictly speaking, can be considered my heir. That door, however, is closed to him. Voitvir's performance in his current role is satisfactory. Or it used to be, at least.
I'm ready to take on the sacred purpose.
Oh, yes. You would be, wouldn't you? The question is, am I ready to choose you over the rest? You came aboard hours before the warp jump, and have not yet distinguished yourself in any way. As things currently stand, I have doubts that you are suitable for the role of rogue trader.
Thank you for clarifying. Now may I ask my questions?
I have some time before the navigator gives the signal to initiate the void ship's translation out of the warp, and my presence is required on the bridge.
Where is your ship heading?
The Rykad system, the domain of rogue trader Winterscale, one of my peers, and rivals. Besides me, 2 other rogue traders exist in the Coronis Expanse, and each of them possesses resources comparable to mine. Perhaps you will one day assist House von Valancius in surpassing both of them in affluence and splendor. I set the course for Rykad on the demand for a very specific reason. Perhaps I shall yet apprise you of the purpose for this voyage. But now is not the time.
What is my current responsibilities?
Observe, learn, absorb. It will take time for you to find your bearings aboard this vessel and in your new position. Eventually, I will find a post that suits you as I did for Ethelthrad. Until that time comes, consider yourself my aide.
The incident took place on the officer's deck. Some saboteurs went berserk and attacked the crew.
Is that so? Perhaps the technomats were careless during maintenance. Or it could be the warp playing tricks on us in spite of the Gellerfield. Or perhaps there is something to all the stories about the ship being possessed after all.
Lady Theodora, for the God Emperor's sake, surely you do not intend to start repeating idle rumors spread about by uneducated riffraff.
Now, enough, Abelard. Such hearsay amuses me. Idira eagerly retells me everything she learns from the whispers of her unseen advisors. This ship is ancient. It has enough hidden nooks, malfunctioning cogitators, and unused compartments to make ignorant folks speak of specters dwelling inside the bulkheads and plotting against those who yet live.
I have no more questions.
In that case, I shall head to... Disturbances reported on the adjacent decks. Seneschal, if the need arises, protect the new blood. It is possible that the chance to prove your worth may present itself sooner than you may have anticipated.
I'll make an example out of you.
There we go, yeah. So, again, things will be a little bit interesting in terms of what we do with our characters, because obviously we won't have all the toys at our disposal, even though Henrik's is still going to be a executioner pyromancer. But because he's warrior, he won't necessarily have all the toys that my rogue trader had in the previous run. So, as his build is more about setting himself on fire and smacking people. So,
Follow my lead.
but we'll make do.
I'll see to it personally.
Oh, missed that shot.
For now.
There we go.
Mort, take a team with you and clear a path to the transport line. Do not let a single whoreson survive. Didn't bat an eye when that scum burst onto the deck, huh? Not bad. I have seen many an officer who panicked at the sight of combat on the upper decks. The false sense of security offered by their position makes them that much more vulnerable to the harsh realities of warp travel.
What is happening?
From what we have seen, I can speculate that we are dealing with some variety of madness induced by warp travel. Such episodes are not uncommon among voidsmen who have found themselves outside the boundaries of real space, though such episodes seldom spill onto other decks.
Oh, the casters are not working, or have been sabotaged. Either the warp is toying with us, or someone went to great lengths to cut the ship's communications. I will need a direct channel to the engine seer Prime before I can get a sense of what we are up against. Whatever it may be, keep your weapons at the ready. I imagine it will be some time before we no longer need them.
How could there be armed people in the ranks of the crew who would dare attack the Lord Captain?
Trust me, this is hardly surprising for a crew of thousands. The lower decks are a fertile environment for discontent and heresy, no matter how one tries to incinerate any seed before it can take root. All it takes is a hint of warp influence to cloud the minds of normally obedient cattle.
Sporadic riots on the lower decks never reach these compartments. No, the tumults of the rabble are always contained within their own territory. This is too well organized. It is spreading too rapidly.
What are your orders?
Mort has gone on ahead to clear a path for us. If you want to make yourself useful, go after him and see if the Arch-Militant requires aid. And be quick about it.
Alright.
Always keep your eye on the
Yeah,
prize.
so, like I said, it'll be interesting to see the difference. Just because we don't have the I win button, but we won't need it, again. We'll be a little bit more melee focused in this run. But it'll be fine.
Thank Providence you are alive and well.
Always on time, eh, Coonrad? The moment we finish chasing the riffraff around the deck, you show up. Always just after the fighting's done. You could set your chrono by it.
Mort, pull yourself together.
What, did the Lord Captain send you to chivvy us along? We're all done here. I'll report right away.
Master of Whispers, what is happening on my ship? The Voxnet is silent. The Voxmaster is not responding. Armed assailants have stormed the officer's deck, and my arch-militant just destroyed several more heretics on the way here. Is this a severe case of warp madness? Have some of my crew lost their minds and forgotten who they are and whom they serve? Report!
I have not yet received word from the Engineerium regarding any Gellerfield failures, but communications were already unstable half an hour ago, and now they have ceased altogether. Whatever the cause may be, the consequences are spreading fast. I am receiving scattered reports from the middle decks, and the only voxcasts from the lower bays are one-way heretical gibberish. That the madmen have already reached the officer's deck suggests that this outrage was planned in advance. Perhaps this is an organized mutiny.
We must provide immediate assistance to those in the middle decks. Perhaps we might stop this wave from spreading.
First, we have to confirm that the bridge and the navigator's sanctum are secure. And I have the means to do both things at once. Edelthrad, where is he? I must know if he is unharmed. A psyker aboard a ship that is potentially being assailed by the warp could pose a greater threat to himself and others than a whole army of madmen with improvised weapons.
I tried to locate him, but the last thing known about his movements is that he arrived on Transitional Deck 18.
Blast it! Master of Whispers, find Edelthrad immediately. Seneschal, locate Tlas and the Sister of Battle. Both are to remain at my side. Arch-Militant, with me. I must go to my study. And it appears we might encounter heretics along the way.
If I may, Lord Captain. Transitional Deck 18 is at the heart of the disturbance, and if our goal is to bring Edelthrad back, I could use some support. After all, I'm not as adept at directly confronting enemies of the House as the esteemed Arch-Militant, and taking into consideration Edelthrad's psyker powers.
Then it's settled. Find Edelthrad and bring him here. In whatever state you find him. This elevator leads to restricted compartments such as my personal chambers and the bridge. Do not let me down. I require you both. Do you understand?
I hear and obey, Lord Captain.
Then move out! Mort, come.
Are you ready to head to 18? It is a long walk, and you do not even have proper gear.
I shall make do, lead the way.
Of course you will. Lady Theodora would never have someone she couldn't rely on as one of her heirs. But that is no longer relevant.
getting backstabbed.
Careful, careful. Be gentle with our guest. She has an important mission to complete during our visit to the Warren Chamber, and for that, I need her breathing. Oh, you are back with us, I see. Delightful.
Alright, I'll be back in just one moment. I just gotta sort out my doggo. Alright, I'm back. So what is the meaning of this?
You must have hit your head harder than I thought. No matter. Very little is required of you. Just your blood, which you can either share of your own volition, or I will spill it for you. We are in the anteroom of the Warren Chamber, this void ship's most hallowed vault. There, beyond those gates, lies the relic that gives Theodora all of her power. The sacred Warrant of Trade. Only one obstacle remains on my path to obtaining it. The gates to the chamber are guarded by the Sentinel, an ancient device that will only open the door to a true heir of the dynasty. I expected to do this part myself, but never mind. You will offer your blood to the Sentinel.
Why are you doing this?
Why? Because I am following an order. What is happening on this ship right now has been in the making for a very long time. All that remains is to obtain what my master sent me for. The Warrant of Trade.
What is it, inbred? Your blood too thin for the Sentinel?
On the contrary, the Warp's blessing has raised me too much above your kind, Fon Valancius. The Sentinel refused to submit to me. But you can help. After all, isn't that what family is for?
I have no intention of helping you.
I am afraid that you have no choice in the matter. Try to resist, and I will demonstrate the power that the warp holds over mortals. Come to think of it, I might even take some pleasure in doing so.
The void review. Fight the voice. I will examine the device. I will examine it. Look out for anything that could be used as a weapon. Look back.
Did you forget something? I suggest you hurry.
Alright, we'll do the option.
High levels of caustic humus. The subject is in a state of heightened stress. Do you require assistance?
Who is this?
Genetic code identified. Child of House von Valancius. Do you require assistance?
The Sentinel threat. Greatest threat of my life and the safety of the warrant.
Request accepted. Initiating defense protocol.
Well, there is still another way.
Alrighty,
Rise to the top,
in we go.
or get left in the dust.
Yeah, so while this is doing all its cutscene stuff, I do have some new builds with some new characters, and some are going to be using the same old. Pascal at this.
Escort the child of the house to safety.
What madness is happening here? Who are you? Who addresses me?
Temporary obnubilation following acute stress. Mobile unit of the Warrant Sentinel standing by.
Are you the Warrant Sentinel?
Mobile unit of the Warrant Sentinel designed as a personal escort of the child of the house and a means of communicating with the rogue trader's subjects. Mobile unit standing by.
I need a weapon.
Distance from the current location to the nearest arsenal. Initiating situational calculations.
I need to contact someone, preferably Theodora.
Voxcast frequencies disrupted. Initiating setup.
Voxmaster, restore communication with the navigator's sanctum. I am trying to contact the bridge. If anyone can hear me on this frequency, regroup all available forces and head to the upper decks at once. I repeat, regroup all available forces and head...
Communication protocols breached. Signal latency assessment unavailable. Unable to establish two-way connection.
Lead me away from here.
Middle and upper decks. Assuming the probability of safe placement in areas of concentration of armed units. Calculating. To prevent unauthorized units from breaching the warrant chamber, preemptive sealing must be initiated. The mobile unit will start executing the received order immediately after the safety of the warrant is secured.
Yeah, so,
Keep your wits about you.
for example, Pascal, he's going to get a respec once we get into Act 2. Oh, cutscene.
Run, fools, or fall! Mistress? Whatever are you doing in the Warren Chamber? How did you... Throne preserve me! What is the meaning of this?
How did you find me? Are you with the trade of Wakefield?
Mistress, with all due respect, what nonsense are you saying? Kunrad? A traitor?
So it would seem, but he is not here, and we have a mutiny at the end.
Indeed. Indeed. That is easier said than done, of course. But seeing one of Lady Theodora's heirs alive inspires at least some degree of optimism. You're in a bad way. I can treat your wounds. I have a Medicaid kit with me. And for the love of the throne, now is not a good time to be walking around the decks without means of self-defense. Here.
Okay. Do we get a gun? Get some armor. And Abel can put that on for us. Yeah,
Sometimes
so...
you consult the appropriate treatise on Tactica Imperialis and weigh every...
I won't forget this.
That is a noticeable improvement. Now you're prepared for the trials ahead. The lower decks are teeming with heretics instigating the rabble to revolt. But that is the least of our problems. The ship's enforcers are rounding up the scoundrels and suppressing the resistance. The situation on the middle decks is much worse, although strike teams have already been dispatched there. All communication with the bridge and the engineering bay was lost. So, apart from scattered voxcasts, we have no information to go on. But that is not the worst of it all. All these jolts and shaking are most alarming. These are signs that the Navigator and the Master Helmsman are having difficulty translating the ship out of the warp and into real space. I fear that they may have already lost control. We must reach the Navigator's Sanctum and get a handle on the situation. If we can manage that, some aboard this vessel may yet survive.
How did you find me?
You sent me a Vox message. Specifically, a Vox cast on the officer's frequency, which I had the good fortune to receive. You mean to say you did no such thing?
I think the Warren Sentinel may have sent that message.
Warren Sentinel? The Lord Captain barely ever ventures down to the chamber, and I was at her side only once or twice when she did. And I did not see anything of the sort. The Warren Chamber is an ancient and rather sacred mechanism that the ship's tech priests treat with the utmost reverence. I assume that whatever it is that you did, you must have activated certain processes and caused the Sentinel to awaken. But then, why did none of it happen when Lady Theodora did the same?
What has gone wrong with the translation?
I am no helmsman, or God Emperor preserve me navigator. However, I've spent my entire life aboard void ships equipped with warp drives, and I know that portents such as these do not bode well. It could be that the Gellerfield has faltered. Perhaps the Navigator was struck down by warp corruption, and is fighting for the last shreds of his humanity as we speak. If we get thrown off course, we will be forever lost in the war. Naturally, we would likely not have long to live in that scenario. But I will not resign myself to such an outcome just yet.
What can we expect to find in Navigator Sanctum?
During warp transit, the Sanctum is closed to all who are not involved in traversing the Empyrean. And for good reason. For the Navigator to open their third eye and perceive the way, the Sanctum must be bathed in the energies of the Immaterium. Only a Navigator can withstand such an ordeal. For the rest of us, any contact with the warp is fraught with perils such as loss of sanity, spontaneous mutations, and death.
I heard one of Theodora's Voskars. Oh yeah, something stuck in my throat there.
Which one? The last one I received was about the Navigator's Sanctum, and that was a good while ago. In any case, let us hope that the Lord Captain is well, and safely in charge of the ship's defense. In the meantime, we must do all we can to prevent the ship from veering off course.
The Navigator Sanctum very well, will you lead the way?
Absolutely. Let us proceed.
To arms, loyal sons and daughters of the God Emperor! Fight the heresy and corruption that threatens to consume our home, and with all your might, destroy those who have dared!
The Lord Captain is calling her crew to battle, which means the Vox networks are set up for broadcast transmission, not message exchange. Splendid. While the rogue trader inspires proper resolve to fight in her subjects, you and I shall prove that her trust in us is well deserved. Onward! The Emperor is with us!
Alrighty,
won't save you.
we'll set up our characters as such. Yeah. Abel can just go there.
It's as good as done. I'll see. You never stood a chance.
We'll just do that.
I'll make it happen. Let's make some opportunities.
Shoot.
Reduced
Slash.
to dust. I will do my duty.
Oh, he dodged.
Chaos guides me.
I am ready for whatever comes. I'll see to it, personally. Your end was inevitable.
Victory is imminent.
Oh wow, he parried me again, huh?
I'll make...
I should mention, this is still on daring difficulty. The difficulty hasn't changed since, playthroughs, so. Alright. Yeah, initial leveling. So I just pull up my builds here. One for me, one for Abel. Alright. So we're going to be the one who gets demolition this run and keeps it for the party. Abel is going to be athletics. I'll keep Ayla's pistol, I guess. At least for now. Yeah, so like I said, different people have different builds. Pascal's going to get a respec after Act 1 into an Overseer.
Death, I hear it. Here, on the threshold of the blinded guide, doom comes from the heavens.
Master, watch your head. Idira, would it be too much to ask that you phrase your soothsayings plainly for once? That was too close.
Sorry, old man. Their voices are so loud I can't even hear myself. They shriek, they sing, they... Oh, Abela, how they sing.
This is Iconoclast, personal psyker and diviner of Her Ladyship Theodora von Valancius. Idira?
I'm not drunk, old man. I'm suffering the effects of the warp that is seeping through these walls. I see the ship's fate. To die in the waves of the Immaterium, fall under the burning rays of the final dawn. And in the roaring blaze, I see a figure standing. Who is it? I have no answer.
A diviner, are you?
The voices from beyond the threshold whisper to me. Sometimes their murmurs are clear, they grant insight. Sometimes they drive me mad. But I am patient. I know how to listen and discern. But now, with this clamor around me, too many voices, too loud. And you are von Valancius, one of Lady Theodora's heirs. Well then, we finally meet.
Officers frequency. To all who can hear me, those with a weapon in their hands are to gather on the officer's deck at once. I repeat, gather on the officer's deck at once and prepare to launch a counterattack.
That's Edelthrat. Oh, Emperor's Providence. The other heir lives as well. Quickly, we must head to...
Not so fast, old man. If we drown in the warp, Lady Theodora's heirs won't be any good to us. If Edelthrad's like me and hasn't yet surrendered his mind or body to the mercy of the warp, then he can still hold on a little longer without us.
Blast it. You're right. First, we need to deal with what is happening here.
How do you know who I am?
What? You think Lady Theodora didn't ask me to peek into the darkness behind the backs of those she sees as her prospective heirs? I have seen you. I have seen the footsteps of your past and the wounds of your heart.
What are you doing here?
The whispers called me. The ones I could make out among all the screams and screeches. Those who are rocking this boat hit us where it hurt. They went after the navigator, our guide through the warp. Other whispers called me to the enginarium, but it was too late. I heard the cry of our master Cog, and the silence that followed.
What? You don't mean the Enginseer Prime is...
Said, without a doubt. And the voices wail, heralding countless nightmares, cackling at each soul among the hundreds that are now joining the warp. The shriek from the Navigator's sanctum was louder than the rest. And it's better that we saved the Navigator than some lever puller from a cooling module or a cook from the middle decks.
I must see if the navigator as well.
Oh no. No. Nothing is well about him. Can't you feel the chill crawling on your skin? The eyes watching you? The warp ice has already encased the bulkheads. What follows is calamity. But we're not just going to stand here and take it, are we? The state of things in here suggests there's a navigator around. Maybe one who's crippled or at death's door, but still kicking. And since our skin hasn't peeled off our faces just yet, his third eye must be closed. At worst, it's a little roughed up. So what are we moping around for? Let's go protect that noble mutant while we're still alive.
Alright. So in we go. Alright, formation. There you go.
Beware the eye of the witch.
I'll turn you into corpse starch. Let's make it
A mere
quick.
pain won't stop me.
To non-believers.
Alrighty.
I'll see.
Pew, pew,
You
pew.
never stood a chance. Who if
Up
not
that,
me?
even though it doesn't matter yet because we don't have our
I
heroic
don't
axe.
need luck. I have strategy.
Oh, missed.
Out of my way.
There is
Go over
movement
there.
in the Empyrean.
Is that?
We'll do what an unfortunate turn of fate.
One fewer target.
Hold
There you
on.
go. Go over there. Run over here. Put a volley in his face.
Inevitable.
I
Reduced to dust. I believe Master Vespider still lives. Well, the servants are dead. But the chamber, thank the Emperor, is still sealed from the warp. Well, we have a chance of leaving this place alive.
Go approach him.
Your time is short.
Are you alright? Okay, you're in need of help. We can get you out of the chair.
Fall to your knees, mortals, and behold the final dawn.
Ah! It came from beyond! His body is not his!
Its march thunders under the burden of hopes. Unseal your hearts, and I will flood your souls with myriads of words and meanings, each one a portent of salvation within me.
Run. Flee from this place while I still have the strength. I can contain the intrusion, but not for long. We must begin the translation. Leave the warp. But it can't be done without the Master Helmsman's help.
I want to help you. Tell me how.
Run. The sanctum will be sealed. I will hold it off. Hold on. And wait for the signal from the Master Helmsman. Then I will commence the translation. So, run. Run.
Cannot proceed his agony anymore. I'd rather put an end to it.
You can't! It's only thanks to Master Vespidas that we're still alive. If he falls, this whole ship is doomed. Let him do his duty. You know it's the last thing he'll ever do. If he lasts that long.
Navigator is still alive, Billy, so what do we do now?
The ship can only begin the translation with the assistance of the Master Helmsman, if he is still alive. It is worth a try. We must get to the bridge, but we will need support. Our only option is to fight our way to the officer's deck and join forces with Edelthrad and his people. I believe we will also find Lady Theodora there. She must have heard the call to arms that the servo skull relayed to us earlier.
Vespidas, good luck. And thank you.
Alright, so I'll quickly pick up everything. Stuff. That. Yeah, that's everything, so we continue on. Yeah, so like I said, Pascal will get a respec in the near future. Just because I'm going to make him grand strategist for the Act 1. And then Act 2, after we get Jay, he'll get made into an Overseer instead. He'll be more offensive build. Jay's going to have a very supporty build. She basically is not ever going to shoot her guns type of support build. And it'll be up to the 5 other party members to kill everything. Orpheus build's going to change a little too. I'm going to have him use a heavy weapon instead of a flamer.
The ship's as good as ours. It's all over for you.
I shall pity not your enemies. I shall heed not their pleas.
Somebody shoot this.
Shall betray not your tenets, nor stray one step from them. Take not your gaze from me. Leave me not without your grace.
I told you he would protect us.
My God, my light, my Emperor.
And here comes Agenta.
Sister Argenta! Sister Argenta, it is a relief to see you. We require all the forces we can muster.
Your face, it is unfamiliar. Who are you?
I am the Lord Captain's heir.
The hour is dark and daunting. The ship abounds with corruption. The faces of friends are twisted by sneers of heresy. The eyes of comrades ignite with the archenemy's hunger. I will do what I must to halt the advance of the dark forces. But in these dire moments, little can be trusted. So I must know, why are you here?
Sister, I beg of you. Now is not the time for interrogations. The ship is under attack by heretics. We've been betrayed by our esteemed Master of Whispers. Edelthrad the Heir is waiting for our aid, and Lord Captain Theodora is expecting a report on our success. We are here to deal with the situation, so I suggest we all do just that.
Senator is right, there's no time for talk.
Very well. We may leave it at that, for now. I cannot wait to rain righteous fire down upon each and every heretic.
What is the warrior of the Adeptus Herodes doing on a rotated ship? Your order serves the Ecclesia, do they not?
Sister Argenta is a guest of the Lord Captain. And that story deserves its own time and conversation. Under more appropriate circumstances.
Enough idle chatter. I am where I must be, and that will suffice.
Who are these people with you?
Overseer of Middle Deck AL-84, my lady. We were rounding up everyone we could find in the attack compartments, but we ran into an ambush. Just about every enforcer fell. These are the survivors.
What is happening on the officer's deck?
Massacre, my lady. And heretics are not just killing the crew. Some kind of blight is sweeping through the decks, filling the air. I saw people going mad the moment they breathed it in, screaming about seeing their dead comrades, tearing out their eyes. I implore you, my lady, be on your guard.
We must get to the main hall of the deck.
Through this door. I shall join you, for it is my duty to the God Emperor to destroy this heresy.
We will follow. For now, we will hold off any heretics who might try to crawl in through the cracks to join the main assault. And we'll take a look at the generators while we're at it. Those villains made a mess of the cables. Oh, I wish we had a Tectomat with us. But we'll see what we can do without one.
Good to hear it. Sister?
Ready. May Terra's light illuminate our path through fire and darkness.
Alrighty. So we get a battle las gun. Don't believe the staff is an upgrade, so...
Is there money to be made?
Alrighty, formation. There you go.
Closed ranks!
Come to chaos!
There you go.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone! Doubt is not, none can escape the Emperor's judgment. As the Emperor commands, I act. Faith is eradicated.
May as well have fun using the burst weapons, because we're not going to have them for very long, sadly.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time. It will be done.
I bring ruin.
Chaos
Didn't flinch.
I know what is to come. What? Will do.
You never stood a chance. I'll see to it personally. Don't let your guard down.
God Emperor, move through me!
Go
Be
up.
the fire in my
More
heart.
rapid fire.
I'll do it.
Abel can come over here. Take slash.
At your beck and call.
Then
I'm not interested.
I guess can't charge that one. Oh,
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
They who discern the future own the battlefield.
push. Put that on
Anything
Abel.
Taking calculated risk is my second nature.
Because I get winged.
Doubt none can escape the Emperor's judgment. Guided by faith. I'll do it.
Alright, missed that. Come over here, charge.
One fewer target.
Alrighty. I will
Always
quickly
keep your eye on the prize.
pick up all the shiny stuff that's around here. Yeah, it'll be a little bit while before our actual build for our Rogue Trader comes online. Mainly due to a lack of weapons options. It should fix itself Definitely later, especially in Act 2, I want to say. But for now, we just have to use what we have.
Success is the only outcome I accept.
And kind of just make do with that for the most part. Because we're going to be using flamers and melter guns. With a preference on melter over flamer, but earlier on it's definitely going to be more flamers out there than melters. Especially because melter weapons in themselves are very, very rare, to say the least. What's my intelligence? 30, 30, 30, 30, so it doesn't matter, so I'll put them on myself.
Let us not dawdle. That's how it's done.
We saw power.
Just as I planned. Success is the only outcome I accept. That's how it's done.
What do we got? We got a shotgun I could use instead, but I don't think my accuracy is going to be good with it. But I will put it on anyway. As a back weapon. More shiny stuff there. Alrighty. We're going to blow up the door. And we'll end part 1 here, because we've gone over an hour.
The Emperor favors me today.
I will do the level up super quick though. There's nothing really much to them. It's just the initial skills. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so that'll be the end of this episode here. And we'll get started into the next episode pretty much right away, and then go from there. Hey, thank you for watching everyone, and have a good one.